Hello, dear friends of Le Salon de la Musique. It's Francesco Comito here, and I'm so happy to introduce you a fantastic musician. He is from Italy, and his name is Davide Cava. He's going to play this Sunday, November 8th, and now we will invite him here to our broadcast studio, and we will ask him some questions. Ciao Davide, come stai? How are you?
Hello everyone. I'm pretty good, thank you. How are you, Francesco?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm so happy you are here. You're going to play for Le Salon de la Musique. I would like to talk also with you in Italian.
Sure.
If we find some friend here, Italian friend here of Le Salon de la Musique. Possiamo parlare anche in italiano, ci fate qualche domanda, noi rispondiamo anche in italiano. Okay. So, Davide, really, I'm so happy you are here. Now, I want to talk about you, about your story, to introduce you. First of all, what you're going to play for us this Sunday?
Sure. So I'm very happy to be here too, Francesco, and thank you so much for inviting me. I'm so excited to be in this interview. And thank you for inviting me for this Sunday. This Sunday is going to be probably my very first live concert on the internet. And I'm going to play the three pieces. The first piece is going to be the Chaconne in D minor by Bach-Busoni. Description from Busoni, and then I'm going to play the Polonaise in A flat major, Heroic from Frédéric Chopin, and then I'm going to play as a last piece the B minor Liszt Sonata.
So very powerful program.
Yeah, I would say very, very strong program, very romantic program. Also, yeah, and pretty excited about that.
But why did you choose to play this Bach with Chopin? Bach-Busoni, not Bach. Yes. Bach-Busoni with Chopin and with Liszt Sonata.
I think there is a correlation among these three pieces in general. Bach-Busoni, Chaconne. I think the Chaconne, the Busoni transcription of the Chaconne is probably one of the most interesting and powerful pieces from his repertoire and his transcription repertoire. I think he was a fantastic and incredible transcriber, and some Italian pride sometimes is not bad, right? And I love that piece. I've been playing, I've been listening all the time the violin version, the original one, and I've been playing also the Brahms version.
Oh wow, very difficult.
When I was my 7th year in the Conservatory, my teacher used to tell me, "Hey, your left hand is not even close in terms of power and speed and clarity to your right hand. So you know what? We're going to do probably a full year of just left-hand pieces." So the first one was the Brahms version transcription of the Chaconne. It was wonderful. Although I think after playing that, the Busoni version just caught my attention. So I still think there is some kind of common path that I can feel playing those three pieces. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And
so now, tell me, you told me that is your first online recital.
Well, yes.
And I want to understand, what is the difference for you between playing online and playing on stage? What do you think about the emotions? What do you expect from this?
It's such a very, I would say, easy and hard question at the same time. The easy question is like, sure, it's my first concert online, but it's still a concert. It's something that we've been doing our whole life as musicians, as professional musicians. Although there's something that we need to consider, that the direct contact with the public is definitely not existent. There's no physical, and you don't feel the warmth of having a public with you. I've been doing some. I just been doing another online, I would say, concert, but not recital. Last month as a chamber music concert. But it's not the same thing. You play with other people, and you also play, in different ensembles in the same concert. But this is just my very first online recital. How do I feel? I think that besides being, still very professional, just concentrate about music, I would say it's important to realize and accept that this is going to be different. It's not the same, and it's going to be something that needs to be understood in a different way, but with the same basics and the same roots of a regular concert. nowadays I think that emotions are more. They have to go through the fiber, in the sense on the internet, because let's be honest, that there are kind of tough days for everyone, especially for musicians. So I think, yeah, that's the main. I'm a little bit excited, not worried, just trying to expect different vibes, different I would say responses from that.
Because when you are on stage in a normal concert, you feel the energy, you feel the atmosphere that is coming from the public. Now you have a camera, but you know that behind the camera there is public. So where do you find this energy, this power inside yourself to be at the same time creative and inspired when you play in front of a camera?
That's a very nice question. Well, I definitely think that at the end of the day, we need to deliver what we think about the pieces and the music that we are playing. So the camera can be scary in a way, in the sense that you just see, it's just a piece of tech. You see a lens, and through the lens, there's nothing but electronics. But you also know that in reality, everyone is there to listening and seeing you in a different way through their own devices. So I think that we need to, sculpt in our head and then just realize that this is basically the same amount of people, if not more, that we can have in a big hall. And then just, I would say, being respectful and being confident that if we are good enough to, and if we're convinced enough in our emotions, in our choices, musical choices, in our pieces, we will definitely try to do our best to deliver the same emotions that we do deliver when we do a regular concert. It's just the approach is different, but the result should be about the same.
Davide, we don't know how the situation, when this situation with this pandemic situation will finish. We don't know. And what do you think about the opportunities that online, that internet gives to musicians? Nowadays there are musicians that say, no, okay, we hate the online concerts. We want to play again on stage. We want to play only on stage. And there are other musicians that say, okay, there are opportunities to play online. What is your opinion? And explain why you think in this way.
Okay, so I probably as everyone lately, let's say we've been forced to modify and our paths, try to escape our comfort zone in a way, because we've been used to play live concerts our whole life. And of course, we have been having this online platform, I would say, since about 15 years at this point. We have YouTube, we have a lot of other, so many platforms nowadays, and everything is pretty well developed in that way. Differently, human life is about emotions, it is about, experience of the senses. So let's say that through an online content, you experience 2 senses out of 5. So of course, like the audio and the video. So seeing, watching, and also listening. And everything is through another device. So there are barriers, let's say. There are definitely barriers. But so we've been forced to be, in this situation, and I think we should try to take our advantage. What I feel is that, of course, you feel the energy of the public when you play live. Also, let's say something that has been there since hundreds of years, since centuries, and with the expansion and evolution and development of the technology nowadays, we can really deliver very, very good pieces of art and works through the online platforms. And we have to, because I think at a point it's not. I understand what a lot of people say. They say, no, we want to go on stage. We want to go back to do our thing. And of course, that is the best. It's the best way to physically and directly deliver our music and our emotions. I mean, if I talk to you in person, it's going to be always, somehow better in a more complete experience than talking to you, through a screen and a microphone and a camera. But considering the situation, I think this is a very good alternative that we need to take advantage of and not reject. Let's be honest. I mean, in how many people can you fit in a concert hall? How many people can listen to you carefully, and for how long can you play, and for how long? I mean, maybe, I don't know. Imagine there are 10,000 people that want to come to your concert, but you're gonna probably just have 2 nights, and the hall has just 2,500 seats. So half of the people that want to come, they can't come. They have to find other dates, another CD, or something else. Differently, online, you have probably one concert, and probably millions of people, anyone with a connection and advice can listen to you anytime, because you are recording. I mean, your concert will be say forever, imprinted to this electronics and recorded. You can access it at any time. I don't know. There are disadvantages, but there are a lot of advantages too. I think it's being stuck in the thought about, oh yeah, I want to go back to the regular way to have concerts. It's somehow limiting.
Exactly, I agree with you. I know that it's much better, to play online, to play on stage with the people, to share your thoughts with them after the concert. I mean, to take pictures, to talk with them directly. Of course, it's much better. But now we have to deal with the situation. We cannot wait. I don't know. Somebody will come from the sky and solve the situation. It will not happen, and it will happen. It will happen not very soon. And we professional musicians, we have to reinvent ourselves. We have to find a solution, because also, yes, we play for ourselves. We like music to share, etc., etc. But also we have to make money with music. And nowadays it's not possible, because even though you have a huge theater, how many people can go attend a concert?
Exactly. That was my point.
Yes, and also the income will be less than before. So and also the competition is really it's an important competition. Between the festivals, they want to hire the great pianists, the great musicians, and because they know that with the great musician, the great pianist, they can, the great name, they can make money, fulfill the whole as possible. But what about the young musicians? What about the young talented musicians? What about there is nothing for them. So I think that nowadays we must, I would say, in italiano diciamo ci dobbiamo rimboccare le maniche. We have to do something, and immediately. So let's take this as an opportunity. With internet, you can show your music with billions of people. You can talk with them, interact with them. You can understand from them what to do, what they want to listen. It's so important. It's so important nowadays. Nowadays, you cannot say, I'm a musician, I don't do this, I don't work online. It doesn't matter what you want. You must do it, and because you can I would say think that there is not the problem. But there is the problem.
The problem is there, and it's for everybody. I definitely agree with what you say. I understand. I mean, some people say that it's probably it's fine art, and it's not just like painting like drawing on a painting or doing something that doesn't require more than one sense. What I say is that I understand that the real performance, it's definitely another story. But also I would say, I mean, the human being is always been adapting since the very beginning of its history. I think this is an opportunity, as you just said, to adapt and try to take advantage of the media, the device and the tools that we do have nowadays. Imagine if this pandemic had happened 15 years ago, 20 years ago. I would say 90% or more of the world population couldn't have had access to anything of this. I mean, nowadays with a very little amount of money, we can have a device where anyone can record anything at any time and deliver it. I mean, you just need a phone. Seriously. Of course, if you need quality, you need cameras and microphones. But realistically, anyone can do these things. Of course, music is probably the only field that really differs because, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, the actual musical waves. I mean, the acoustic waves that you deliver through a piano, through any other kind of instrument, and the acoustics of the hall that you're actually are in make a difference. They are very important. They are related to each other. And but besides this, as I said, it's very important to adapt and try to do our best. And basically that's what I think. Honestly, playing online is an adaptation process that we need to do and fulfill, and we need to try to adapt to. It's let's say I would compare this with.
I'm sorry, I'm here. There was some technical problem.
Oh, it's okay.
Please.
I kept talking.
Bravo. Please, dear friends of Salon de Musique, write here in a comment if everything is okay, if you can hear us, because I don't understand why. We were talking with Davide before the interview that if this will not happen because we are in America, we have good connection, internet connection. So, that nothing will happen. So I say, keep talking. If something happens, we need the connection. And at the end, it's like ce la siamo chiamata, no?
È sempre così, Francesco.
Okay. So
I was about to say, I was actually saying that we, I mean, in a nutshell, we really need to adapt. Even though music is fine art, and differently than any other kind of arts, we deliver acoustic waves that are related to the actual acoustic of the whole. And so everything is very important. In this way, going online, we break those acoustic and physics rules. But that's the only way that we have, I think, that we can pursue in order to, get to the big public, in order to try to be, adapting and adaptive to the future. And we really need to make this step I would say evolution step. It's true that imagine like TV. It's like personal TV. Every person is a channel nowadays.
Exactly.
Every person can deliver things. It's not like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, that in order to get to the public and to the people, you need to get through those medias. But now, nowadays, everyone has a device, and with a very little amount of money, can produce content.
Exactly.
That's the reality, I think.
Exactly. Okay, Davide, let's talk about you. We want to talk and to know you much better. So, tell us something about your story. Where are you from? Where did you study? Where are you now?
I'm in Dallas, Texas.
Me too. I'm in Dallas, Texas.
Okay. Let's meet up sometimes.
Okay. So, tell us something about you.
Sure. So, again, I am Davide Cava. For the non-Italian people, everyone here calls me Davida or David, Davide, whatever. It's pretty easy, Davide. And I am from Italy. I am from Italia, so from Turin in the northwest. For the people that don't know where Torino is, let's say it's an hour and a half drive from Milan. You guys probably should know that. Anyways, I've been starting getting interested in music since I was very young, probably like most of other musicians. But my story is pretty bizarre in a way because I didn't have anyone that was a professional musician in my family. My mom used to play as an amateur the piano when she was a teenager, but she like popular songs or church songs, these kind of things. And my dad used to like acoustic guitar. Actually, when he was 18, he got gifted a very nice acoustic guitar, but nothing serious. But for some reason, I always been very attracted by not just instruments, but by the actual sounds. And when I was a kid, in my dreams, I saw structures, I saw colors, something that was related to something that I didn't know. Still nowadays, there are some mysteries about that. But my grandmother, she had a very old piano that they got when my mom was younger, old upright piano at home, and it was very, very it wasn't. I mean, a technician was really required at the time, so it was out of tune and then out of shape and whatever. But as usually, grandmas used to have TV on all day long, and then there were commercials on TV, and then so basically, I used to listen to them and finding the notes on the piano, and they were correct. So my family just thought, oh, he may be liking music, and I was 2, and at about the age of 3, they just brought me to the closest kindergarten music school, and since then I never stopped. And I used to say to my mom, "Mamma, il pianoforte è storto, so the piano is crooked." Imagine, why? Because it was out of tune of a half step. Yeah, it was down mezzotono sotto, like half a tone out of tune. Imagine that. So yeah, that's very funny. I started playing piano and I started seeing colors for some reason. And even nowadays, each color is connected to a note indissolubly. Like, I mean, everything is well connected and has its own identity. After that, I entered the Conservatory in Torino at the age of I think 8 or 9. I was between 8 or 9. And and I graduated, and I actually studied both piano and composition, and I graduated my diploma after 10 years, and and continued the masters over there. But after that, I was seeking if it was possible to find another place to go, just to widen my horizons and try to see what's out of my comfort zone of the place that I've been living for my entire life. So yes, I have to be honest. I really had a very good experience in my conservatory, and I had a lot of opportunities to do master classes, to go abroad, and to experience other conservatories. I mean, and to study. I've been studying with important teachers all over Europe. I think that really contributed a lot in the evolution and the development of my musical path. And and basically after that, I think by case, I remember when the director of my conservatory told me, "Hey, Davide, we were at a conducting and piano masterclass in Abruzzo, and it's a region in the central south part of Italy, on the coast of the Adriatic Sea." And I remember, hey, there's a very dear friend of mine that is coming to Torino because he doesn't have any more Italian students in his place, and it's a very friend of mine. And he was talking about my actual teacher, Joaquina Ciucaro. And then I thought, wait, what? I mean, when I was very, very, very young, probably, I would say after 8, 9, 10 years old, I started, asking my dad, "Hey, Dad, can you just buy me some classical CDs in edicola, where you buy the newspaper?" And I remember having a CD from Ciucaro from the 80s. And of course, I mean, he's a senior teacher, so I thought, he was probably retired. And then when my teacher said, "Hey, he's coming here," I thought, okay, that's wonderful. Let's just play for him as a masterclass. I really admire him, and I have so many recordings that I really loved of him. And then after that, there was the actual opportunity to see, hey, I mean, I teach there, and then I actually asked him, "Maestro, would it be possible to come to to your school?" And actually, that's just what happened. I think it's incredible. And then still nowadays, after 3 years, I'm here finishing my master's with him, and I probably was the most blessing choice that I could make in my life, and I'm so happy and grateful for that. It's so incredible. Sometimes I just still I don't believe that. I mean, how is that possible? I am an actual student of fucking sugar.
I am asking to myself the same question because
I couldn't figure out. I mean, sometimes I still wake up in the morning and where am I? I'm here in Dallas, Texas, and I did my performance diploma and my master's of piano here at Southern Methodist University. What is going on? And it's incredible. And it's still Maestro. That's why I actually wanted to connect, to this topic. Maestro Ciucaro is just probably an incredible person in a lot of ways. Of course, positively speaking, but he sometimes has more energy than all of us students put together. And and even though, of course, this is not his, I would say, his generation didn't experience technology as we are experiencing nowadays. So imagine, like he is an 88 years old man, and happy birthday, Maestro. He just turned 88 a few days ago, and but
we had the opportunity to interview him here at Salon de la Musique. For our friends that they didn't have the opportunity to listen to the interview with Maestro Ciucaro, you can go in the Salon de la Musique page, search for Joaquina Ciucaro live chat, and you can also listen to this very interesting interview. So
exactly, I was just saying this, and then he wants to do online lessons even more than us because he thinks that as far as I see, it doesn't matter it doesn't really matter where you are in the world or what kind of device or technology you're using, but if you really want to get to the point, if you really want to teach music and understand music, then you're going to find the way to the heart and to the mind. It's very important. So yeah, this is basically roughly my.
Tell me, you told me that you are taking lessons with Maestro Ciucaro online.
Correct.
Nowadays. But tell me, there are some teachers, there are some students saying, "Oh, you cannot work online teaching. You cannot teach online. You cannot learn online. You cannot listen to the sound." What do you think about? You think it's really impossible to learn and to teach online?
Ok, let's say this. As Italian people would say, non facciamo di tutta l'erba un fascio. Cioè, è vero che tante persone dicono così. I would say it's true. A lot of people say this, but we need to make things clear in a way. I do believe that it's definitely not the same. It's another kind of experience, especially with younger kids, beginner or intermediate. Of course, it's better if you know the person. If you have known and if you have had experiences with the person that you're teaching to, or the maestro, the teacher, before all of this. But anyways, I think that deliberately saying no to online lessons is definitely limiting and not the right choice to do. If you're closed-minded towards that, automatically you will just focus on the flaws of the systems and not focus on the good thing that this can provide. Nowadays, more than in the past, we every day we're getting updates and just getting new features for making music online teaching possible and better. Imagine the Zoom platform that created the music plugin, so you actually have more quality. And I think there are other kind of barriers. But people can't complain about this if they don't have the right devices. For example, anyone can get a good microphone for a few bucks and then just connect to their computer, and then you can do lesson and at a decent level with a good connection. It's not the same, but what's the point of complaining and not doing that? You're just losing so much. Let's say that doing online lesson, it's 80% of what you get from a real lesson, because there's no interaction in terms of physicality. Your maestro cannot just grab your hand and just letting you understand what's the position. But with a good equipment, this is definitely possible. That's what I think. Of course, it's harder for beginners. I'm also sometimes I find myself complaining a little bit of just being a little tired of this kid doesn't actually know what to do, and I need to.
So you teach also.
Yes, I do teach online.
Or you teach online also?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's peremptory these days. We can't choose what to do. Otherwise, I mean, if we really need to sustain ourselves and una fonte di sostentamento. We really need to to deal with this in the best way possible. It's not possible to say no at this moment. Imagine, like, there are a lot of schools, especially here in the United States. Look at the state of New York, the state of California, the state of Indiana, Pennsylvania. There are a lot of schools that are closed. I'm kind of grateful that SMU, the school where I am right now, it's open and still provides, with, of course, the correct, the right, the right way to, social distancing and everything, but provide still practice from pianos, provide studios, provide concerts to the people. I think if we do well in that way, we can survive with this. We just can deal with this with the situation in the best way possible. And online teaching still can work. What am I supposed to do? I mean, my teacher is from Spain and he's stuck there. And I mean, we all are preparing new repertoire. We all want to keep playing. And if this is the only viable way, we need to focus on the good things and forget about the bad things. It's like it's a deal. It's everything is going to be compromise.
Exactly.
But everything in life is a compromise. Let's be honest. This is
exactly.
just. I mean, the fact. I mean, for example, now Italy is locked down again since yesterday. I was supposed. I mean, I won an online competition a few months ago, but still I can't go back. And if I go back, I don't know if I can come back here. And most probably 99 out of 100, I can't go back see my family back in Italy this Christmas. But what am I supposed to do? I mean, this is how the world is going right now. And I find myself being pretty lucky. I still get the chance to teach online. I still get the chance to perform online. And I still get the chance to practice and study with my teacher. My teacher never complained about that. That's something that really teaches me also something. My teacher is 88. What are we talking about? Imagine like an elder person that can't deal with this thing, that doesn't understand how it works. But still, he doesn't care. He just goes there. He doesn't even talk about the issues that he finds on this. This is very inspiring for me. This is super inspiring. I mean, there are no limits to the music if you know how to deal with that.
Exactly. It is completely true. Now we don't know when this pandemic will end. We don't know.
We just don't know.
And we have to deal with it. There is nothing to do. You see, in Italy there is now another lockdown. I thought during the last lockdown, during the summer actually, that there would be another time the lockdown, and we don't know if again will happen again. There will be another lockdown. See, we have to deal with it. We have to find a way to continue to work, to not stop, to do it. We have to. There's nothing to talk about.
I think this, as you said, the right word is opportunity. An opportunity for everyone to get some time and meditate about our life, our goals, and the best way that we have to do to deliver good art to people as an artist. Imagine, I mean, we're artists. I mean, we're not working in a practical way. I mean, imagine, I don't know, people that, they work hard physically to, I don't know, build a bridge or build a building or a house. They have to keep going and work that way. Or people that provide food to all of us. They really need to do this, and hopefully in the safest way possible. But what about artists? Artists is not, I would say, is an optional good for people.
Exactly.
It's something that is not peremptory and is not essential. Apparently, I would say apparently essential for for survival. So
but it's essential for musicians because
essential for survival. Yeah, of course, that's very true. Now, what I'm saying is that if you don't listen for music, it can be. I mean, it's less hard that if you don't have your food. But this is food for the soul. And this is, I would say, on the long run, and even in the short, probably, it's super important that we find a way not to complain and try to give to our public the best experience possible that they can have. and so respect it. I mean, even though it's going to be most probably everything online for who knows for how much time, but this is probably our opportunity to find our path, find ourselves being, proactive and smart in that way, and find a way to do better. I mean, I find it's probably my occasion also. I mean, I've been studying composition for a long time. I compose too. I have a lot of, not completed works that I would like to work on. But of course, I mean, in the daily life, you need to commute, you need to drive to your school, you need to drive to your academy where you teach and practice and stuff. So it's harder to find the time when you're still attending university, attending classes and lessons, and you need to do assignments and be on time, on the schedule, and deadlines,
I know.
kind of stuff. But still, if there is a lockdown, you can't go anywhere. That's the good moment to just realize, okay, what am I doing, what I want to do. That's what I find this does mean the positive part.
Yes.
That we all should take advantage of.
Absolutely. And also, let's think about the fact that nowadays with internet, you can show your music to so many people that you could not do it before. And following, the traditional way. Nowadays, you are completely owner of your, destiny. If you know how to work online, if you know how to communicate, if you have good content to share with people, be sure that you will find the right, the way you will have results. You will have success, because what you have to do is to share your music with people, and with internet you can share your music with all the world.
It's very true. I have to say, this is funny. It's kind of funny, and it's a very good moment a very thoughtful moment, a thinking moment for me. I'm talking personally, but it's very true because, when I was a kid, I'm still a technology enthusiast. I love technology, and I've been always interacting with this since I was a kid. I learned so many things, and I'm glad I did it. It's probably my second passion after, of course, the greatest one, which is music. And I started my little YouTube channel when I was probably in 2005, when YouTube just was born. After that, for some reason, I don't know, I'm a very sensitive person in general. For some reason, I saw that a lot of people use YouTube for lighter things, and then I lost interest. I say, I don't want to be part of this. I want to do something nice and serious. That was my bad. I think I just should have kept going, but I didn't. And probably in the years, I kind of developed like a rejection towards the social media in a way that, no, I want to do my thing, and eventually I will share something just when it's ready. But I was thinking lately, when is the right moment?
Exactly.
When is the right moment for doing things? What am I waiting for? And I have to thank also my sister. She was very, and my mom. They were very supportive, and they often try to push me a little bit more. Hey, you have the opportunity to share your things. Why don't you do it? Why don't you use that? And so I don't really like this platform. It's not. And then they say it's not about liking them. It's just take advantage of them. They're free, and they're there for you. You're not losing anything using them. That's it.
Exactly.
Lately it's hard to trying to make someone else change their mind. But this COVID and this pandemic really is making me feel differently. And
yes, in fact, nowadays, if we don't understand, that we have to reinvent ourselves. Our way of thinking immediately, quickly, will be a problem. So, dear friends of Lesson on the Music, I want to remind that our dear Davide is going to play this Sunday. That is possible to make a donation. It's really important. There is the link below in the description. The PayPal me link, you can make a donation, and this is really important because life without music would be a mistake. Nietzsche was saying, I always saying it.
Totally agree.
That would be it means that life without musicians will be a mistake. So it's really important to support classical music, to support musicians. We work so hard. We work every day to play, to share our passion for classical music, to share our emotions with you. And so it's really, really important that you support us and our passion for classical music. I repeat this in Italian for our Italian friends. Cari amici, volevo ricordarvi che il nostro caro Davide suonerà per noi questa domenica 8 di novembre, e volevo dirvi che c'è il link in descrizione, il link PayPal, dove voi potete fare una donazione per supportare il nostro artista, perché è importante, diciamocelo chiaro, la vita senza la musica sarebbe un errore, ma la vita senza i musicisti sarebbe un errore, perché senza i musicisti non ci sarebbe la musica. Quindi è importantissimo che ci sia questa relazione d'amore, questa promessa d'amore tra il pubblico e gli artisti. Gli artisti condividono il loro lavoro, il loro amore, studiano dalla mattina alla sera, preparano il concerto, però ci deve essere dall'altra parte un segno, insomma, di un supporto. Tutti hanno avuto i grandi musicisti hanno avuto i loro mecenati. Nella storia ci sono sempre stati grandi mecenati, ci sono sempre stati grandi artisti, ma persone che hanno aiutato gli artisti. E oggi più che mai abbiamo bisogno, la musica ha bisogno di voi, la musica ha bisogno del pubblico. Ok, thank you so much, Davide. Thank you so much.
Francesco, I totally agree with everything you said. Classical music must be respected more. There is so much that classical music has to offer, and so much work that has to be done to to let the classical music be delivered correctly and to the people. It's not even comparable to the complexity. Is something that has to be respected. Grazie mille Francesco per avermi invitato. Thank you so much for inviting me here.
Grazie a te.
Very nice chat with you.
We will have another chat for sure for your second concert that you will play for the Salon della Musique after this.
That'll be wonderful. Will be wonderful.
So ci sarà un'altra occasione per fare un'altra intervista con te, un'altra bellissima chiacchierata, perché sicuramente farai un altro concerto per il Salon della Musique e saremo felici di ascoltarti questa domenica. Cari amici, non dimenticatevi, don't forget that there is the concert, non dimenticate che c'è il concerto questa domenica. Se avete informazioni, se avete domande sul concerto, su come fare una donazione, scriveteci un messaggio, vi risponderemo il più presto possibile. If you have any question about the event, if you want to ask something about how to make donations or how to support the artist, write a message to the Salon della Musique. We will answer you as soon as possible. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.